What's up, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Duran Duran. We're going back to their 1997 album Medazzaland again, getting very near the end. We're down to the last three tunes. I am very interested to hear this next track, which for the record is called Midnight Sun, which, it sort of speaks to maybe the northern latitudes, at a certain time of year when it's ultimately, sunny pretty much the whole day, or at least right about the whole day. And of course, the flip side of that is the other part of the year where it can be dark for, the vast majority of the waking day, which is an odd experience for a diurnal species like humans. But I'm actually thinking about this song in the context of the larger work of art of the album, not only in terms of how it might fit in with the sort of atmosphere that a number of the tunes, not all of the tunes, but a number of the tunes have had, this kind of gritty, industrial, sort of risk-taking, sort of audacity. But what I'm really thinking about is how do you follow a tune like Michael, You've Got a Lot to Answer For, which, I talked about it before. It's acquired a greater weight, a greater emotional toll than it originally had, but it was already a very heavy and emotional song to begin with, even before he committed suicide, did Michael. But yeah, so I'm wondering, even in the original context where it was more like, sort of a hand in the dark reaching out, trying to help a friend who I think, was obviously aware was going through a number of things, and I don't remember if it was Izzy, I think it was Izzy, but someone commented that, Michael from NXS had actually gotten to, I'm pretty sure it was Izzy, but had gotten into this sort of like physical altercation with a cabbie and ended up hitting his head, which then led to brain damage, I think, and his behavior sort of worsened, his addictive behavior became more problematic. But regardless, it does make me wonder how you follow an album or a track on an album that had that much weight to it. So stylistically, in terms of atmosphere, I am wondering where this song will go. But as I said, Midnight Sun, other than to note the sort of geographical situation at northern latitudes in certain parts of the year where it becomes this long day without a break, a respite from from the sun. I'm not sure what else to take away from that lyrically, or at least thematically. So let's get straight to it. This is Midnight Sun by Duran Duran on their 1997 album Medazzaland. Writing about shadows in the Seven and the Ragged Tiger album. I just heard that line. I'm now thinking about like your dress is all shadowy like in The Chauffeur. This perception, I think in some ways is linked to sort of light and the absence of it. The track is weighted down, like there's a haze over it. Like it's kind of dragging itself across the percussive rhythm. Sounds like their version of the Beatles at their most psychedelic and experimental. I was gonna comment on the keys, like up top, almost like organ-like, but then that God, the guitar and a really nice groove. crack a little bit. Almost let it break. Oh, the low end. Dark from a position of greater illumination.
And I'll always know how to find you.
Wow.
'Cause you shine like the
It's like his vocal
midnight
is kind of like
sun.
it's creeping into the shadows of your mind, of your ears. I like that sort of dissonant, kind of like rusty squeeze box that's still playing after a nuclear holocaust sort of feel. That was crazy. Yeah, wow. There's so much to say. There were musical interludes in that like were surprising and very sonorous, but as I said, it had a sort of like weighted down kind of dragging feel to the percussion. There were a couple lines that caught my ear, and I was interested by the sort of visual imagery of, but I didn't, catch too many overarching themes that I wouldn't say. So I'm still not quite sure how the title sort of works its way into the ideas at play, but do let me know if you have some insight on that. Do let me know if you have any comments about the sonics or just the progression of the album. As I said, I was interested the way you follow up a tune. Like Michael, you've got a lot to answer for. Which incidentally, I mean, like, I'm still thinking about the emotion of that song like days later. But it's interesting because this one was, it was emotional, but like I said, it had kind of a heaviness to it, but not like in a pit of your heart sort of way. It was more just like the sonics were being sort of weighted down by the haze or the sort of like glare of the tune maybe. And again, maybe glare is more appropriate because again, as I listened to Simon's lyrics across these albums and on maybe some songs in particular, it just seems like his discussion of light and color as well as the absence of light and color, it really informs his perceptions, at least in some scenarios. So yeah, it's something that I'm going to continue to keep an ear out for. But yeah, let me know if you have any more thoughts on that. Let me know if you enjoy this tune. Other than that, thank you for listening and watching. I do appreciate it. I will see you next time.